Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more Pokemon Crystal. Last time, we made our way through Union Cave, and we got here to Azalea Town, and this time, we are going to be exploring the area around Azalea Town. First things first, I'm going to head into the Pokemart, because before I forget, I would really like to buy, I think 5 repels is probably decently safe. Also, I should mention, because there's a possibility it might come up in the comments, there is something else really cool that happens in Union Cave on Fridays, but unfortunately we cannot access it yet. So I promise I will be showing it, just not right now, because I can't. Anyway, right over here is the Ilex Forest. Enter through the gate. Believe it or not, you can actually access this area immediately. You can just go right on through. You can't complete it, and it's not required for the moment, but you can access it. Ilex Forest is big. Be careful. Don't get lost. I don't plan on getting lost. The forest is watched over by its protector. Stay out of mischief. Interesting stuff. Yes, we cannot complete this area, but there is actually a really good item that I believe we can find here, and there's also quite a few new Pokemon that are available. So I'm going to cast up a repel, which feels so nice to be able to do, and we're going to go onwards. So there's a few Pokemon you can get in this area that you could not get before. At night, you can obtain the Pokemon Oddish that will later evolve into Gloom. It does have additional evolutions beyond that, but unfortunately we do not have access to the means to get them yet. Right here we have a Revive, but already... What? Already? My bag is full already. Jeez. Okay. Well, I guess we could give the pink bow to Croconaw since it technically has a normal type move. And I pronounced Croconaw really weird right there. I don't know what it is. But yeah, Revive. Revive will always revive a Pokemon from fainting to half health, I believe rounded down, because games are never ever generous that way. I believe that's the only item in this area, however. There's nothing up here, is there? I doubt it. No, there's not. Anyway, you can also get Paris at any time of the day, and it will later evolve into Parasect. And where's my repel? There it is. Wait, did I have one and I just didn't realize it? Because only now do I have 4. Maybe I'm just crazy. But yes, you can get Paris, which will evolve into Parasect. At night, you can catch Venonat, which will later evolve into Venomoth. And also at night, you can get Psyduck, which will evolve later on into Golduck. Very interesting stuff indeed. Anyway, right over here is Kurt's house. And right behind is this tree. Let me guess. No room for items. It's White Apricorn. Yes, the pack is full. You know what, I might as well take this opportunity to show off that if we go over to the Pokemon Center, we can deposit items into the PC. So for example, that Everstone we got a few episodes ago, I really don't have intention of using this, so we are going to deposit that. I'm also going to deposit the Miracle Seed and the Poison Barb, because we really don't have much use for any of these things. I think everything else in our inventory... Well, actually, no. I'm going to get rid of the Energy Powder and the Heal Powder because we have a Pokemon on our team that evolves through Happiness later on, and I really don't want to be tempted or just forget and feed it those items, so we're going to deposit those. So yeah, very nice and convenient thing, and Repel wears off. We're going to have to get used to that. It always pops up at some awkward moments. Yes, right here... This tree will give you a White Apricorn. Very, very interesting item. We cannot make use of these quite yet, but we are going to be getting into what they do later in the video. If we head right on in here, this is, in fact, Kurt's house, and he's got his, I think, granddaughter here? The Slowpoke are gone. Were they taken away by bad people? Yes, Azalea Town has a reverence for the Pokemon Slowpoke, which I think is really cool, because Violet City had their thing with Bellsprout, and now here we have Azalea Town with Slowpoke. So each town in Johto has like its own little bit of character to it. Anyway, let's talk to Kurt. Who are you? David, huh? You want me to make some balls? Yes. Sorry, but that'll have to wait. Do you know Team Rocket? Don't worry, I'll tell you anyhow. Team Rocket's an evil gang that uses Pokemon for their dirty work. They're supposed to have disbanded 3 years ago. Anyway, they're at the well, cutting off Slowpoke tails for sale. A lot of people freak out about this, but apparently, according to the lore, Slowpoke don't really get bothered by you cutting off their tails. I think they're like certain kinds of salamanders in that regard. So I'm gonna give them a lesson in pain. Hang on, Slowpoke, old Kurt is on his way. And off he goes, and the music restarts for some reason. Grandpa's gone. I'm so lonely. Oh, the dialogue at this part is always really fun. Anyway, I should point out that White Apricorn Tree is the only one of its kind in the entire world, unlike in the remake. So if you want White Apricorns, that's the only place you can get them. Also, like any other fruit-bearing tree, it will restore tomorrow, so we can come back and get more if we want to. Anyway, as you can see, the guy, who's presumably from Team Rocket, who was standing guard here, is now gone, which means we can head into the Slowpoke well. Hey there, David. The guard up top took off when I shouted at him, but then I took a tumble down the well. I slammed down hard on my back, so I can't move. Rats, if I were fit, my Pokemon would have punished them. It can't be helped. David, show them how gutsy you are in my place. Fun fact, this rock right here was added in Crystal. I really don't know why. It just was. Darn, I was standing guard up top when some old coot yelled at me. He startled me so much that I fell down here. I think I'll vent my anger by taking it out on you. This is our first instance of a Team Rocket Grunt. Rocket Grunts are the only trainer class in the entire game that will play the current background battle music. And I gotta say, I love this music. I think it's awesome. Like, holy crap. It always just gets you so pumped. So yeah, Pokemon Gold, Silver, and later on even Crystal, more so, added in special battle themes for certain trainers other than gym leaders and just regular trainers, which I think is really, really neat. And a tradition I'm glad they kept going with, because I gotta say, out of all the aspects of Pokemon games, one of the things I really, really like but I don't see mentioned all that much is the music. I think these games have phenomenal soundtracks, and I own all of them on iTunes. And in fact, I love it so much, I've been using the remake soundtrack for certain background things for time lapses and the end slates in this Let's Play, and I also have the entire Pokemon Games soundtrack portfolio for iTunes, which is where they release it in the United States, linked down in the description. So if you want to check that out, please feel free to do so. The reason I put the United States link down there is basically because I'm from the United States and most of my viewers are from the United States, so I figured it would serve the biggest demographic. But I'm sure if you're overseas in Europe or anything like that, they probably have their own way of distributing the music there, probably on their own version of iTunes. Ah, this is not my day. No, indeed it is not, good sir. Anyway, I should mention there is one new Pokemon that we can get in the Slowpoke well. Stop taking tails? Yeah, just try to defeat all of us. What, all 3 or 4 of you? And I bet you just cannot believe what Pokemon is new down here. I'll give you 3 guesses. No? It is Slowpoke, which will later evolve into Slowbro. Slowpoke also is capable of evolving into Slowking, but it requires trading and an item we don't have yet, so I'm not really going to be putting a whole lot of emphasis on it. And yes, I said Slowpoke evolves into Slowking. This is true. Slowbro is the end of its line. It does not evolve into Slowking. It's actually a forked evolution at Slowpoke. I promise. I'm not crazy. A lot of people get it wrong, but I promise that is how it works. Anyway, just gonna keep on going through these Team Rocket grunts right here, and hopefully they won't give us too much trouble, although honestly in this game, the Team Rocket grunts are pretty easy to take out, I'm not gonna lie. At least starting out here. So we're just going to plow through these guys and see if we can get to their leader or whatever at the end. You rotten brat. Excuse me, I'll have you know that I am a fresh, ripe, hot off the grill brat. Thank you very much. Anyway, right there we get a super potion, which is super duper useful. And right over here we have yet another rocket grunt. Quit taking slowpoke tails. If we obeyed you, Team Rocket's rep would be ruined. Really? Really? If this 10-year-old got you to stop doing bad things, then your rep would be ruined. I mean, I'm not trying to imply anything, events that may or may not have occurred in years past, but I mean, these guys. Team Rocket always has really fun dialogue, but honestly, I think Team Skull in Sun and Moon takes the cake for my favorite evil team just because of how righteously hilarious their dialogue is. Anyway, I'm gonna switch back over to Croconaw, because Zubat is not really a well-tooled Pokemon to take down another Zubat. I'll be honest. Although, I think Zubat has definitely gotten a lot better since it got Bite. Having Leech Life as its only attacking move was brutal. Anyway, Croconaw right here. Fun little fact about Croconaw, I don't think many people really care about this, but I find it kind of funny. I really like Croconaw's Japanese name. Its Japanese name is Alligates. I just find that really funny. I don't know if anyone else finds that funny, but I find it funny. Anyway, going to Scratch right here, put that pink bow to use. My male Croconaw proudly proclaiming its pink bow holdingness. I mean, it can do it, even though I'm the one who made the decision to give it the bow. Whatever, what do you have to say? We need the money, but selling slowpoke tails? It's tough being a rocket grunt. I mean, considering how much that guy in Union Cave a couple of episodes ago was charging for these things, you'll be fine if you make a couple of sales. A slowpoke with its tail cut off. Huh? It has mail. Read it? Sure. David read the mail. Be good and look after the house with Grandpa and Slowpoke. Love, Dad. Looks like this is the Slowpoke owned by that girl in Kurt's house. And I gotta say, how on earth did they fit so many characters on this mail? When we eventually go over mail later, you'll find that the actual amount of space left for you to type is not that much. I feel kinda cheated. And right here is another Slowpoke with its tail cut off, but it doesn't have mail. It must hail from somewhere else. And right here, what do you want? If you interrupt our work, don't expect any mercy. This I am technically counting as a boss fight, because this is the last grunt in the Slowpoke Well, and he is actually a rocket executive in the remake who goes by the name of Proton. So I think that's enough evidence to count this as a boss fight. And therefore, I am going to say that he's going to start out with a Coughing, level 14, with the moves Tackle, Smog, and Poison Gas. You really want to watch out for that Poison Gas. It can be really, really scary. However, since Zubat is technically part Poison type, I'm going to try and keep it in to get a little bit of chip damage before we switch out, because Zubat, I'm pretty sure, is actually immune to Poison Gas. Basically what Poison Gas does is it inflicts what else but poison status upon you, which basically means you take a little damage every turn, and you also take damage outside of battle as you walk, which I'm pretty sure we've gone over before, but now that it is a real tangible threat, I figured I'd point it out. Smog right here is a damaging poison type move, and I'm pretty sure it actually does have a chance to poison, and unfortunately, we have now been inflicted with PlayStation Network. I'm probably gonna stop that joke soon. It's probably not even that funny. I think the first episode where I even made that joke isn't even up yet at the time of recording this, but anyway, we brought down that Coughing. I believe in the remake this guy actually has another Pokemon, but here he's only got the one. And down it goes, and Croconaw gets level 19, which is very, very nice. And we defeated the Team Rocket Grunt in the Slowpoke Well. You did okay today, But wait till next time. Believe it or not, it's going to be a while until next time. Not sure why they did that, but that's how things are going to roll. Yeah, Team Rocket was broken up 3 years ago, but we continued our activities underground. Now you can have fun watching us stir up trouble. Now, believe it or not, I'm pretty sure it's obvious by this point that this is a sequel to the Generation 1 Pokémon games. However, if you played Fire Red and Leaf Green, there is actually an interquel type story that takes place after the story of Generation 1, but before the story of this game. So if you play Fire Red and Leaf Green, you will actually get quite a bit more backstory as to what happened to Team Rocket between 3 years ago and now, which I think is easily the coolest part of Fire Red and Leaf Green. So, in case anyone's not aware of that, I highly recommend looking into it because it's really, really cool. Anyway, Kurt's been standing here, I figure we might as well entertain him. Way to go, David. Team Rocket has taken off. My back's better too. Let's get out of here. And Magical RPG Warpness, and we are back in Azalea Town. We could technically just leave right here, but there's quite a few things we can interact with in this room. Slowpoke, as you can see, is here alive and well. The Slowpoke my dad gave me came back. Its tail is growing back too. Yep, just like certain real-world salamanders and creatures like that, the Slowpoke's tails will actually grow back over time. So honestly, Team Rocket's scheme could have been a lot worse. I mean, could you imagine if they were cutting off the tails of Wooper? Like, geez, the guy already has no arms, you gotta give him a break. Hey, David. You handled yourself like a real hero at the well. I like your style. I would be honored to make balls for a trainer like you. This is all I have now, but take it. We receive a lure ball, which actually has a higher catch rate if you use it on a Pokemon that you fished up with a fishing rod. Considering we got a fishing rod a couple of videos ago, this is actually really, really useful. But it'll become more useful later on if we can get better Pokemon with the fishing rod, because honestly, Magikarp and Tentacool and stuff like that, probably not the best thing you could use a lure ball on. Anyway, gonna put that in the Pokeball pocket. I make balls from apricorns, collect them from trees and bring them to me. I'll make balls out of them. You have an apricorn for me? Fine, I'll turn it into a ball. Which apricorn should I use? Considering I'm not going to be recording the next episode of the series until a couple of days from now, I can show off the way this works. He has the option of taking our white apricorn and making it into a Pokeball for us. So we can give the white apricorn to him, and this is a massive upgrade over Gold and Silver. In Gold and Silver, you could only give him precisely one apricorn, and he would take an entire day to make a Pokeball out of it for you. In Crystal version, he will still take 24 hours, but you can give him as many apricorns of a single color as possible. So if I had, say, 36 white apricorns, I could give him all 36, and he would make 36 of the Pokeballs they make, and I could come back the next day and get them. So I'll give him that, and he says it'll take a day to make you a ball. Come back for it later. If we leave and go back inside, he's no longer here. Instead, he is over here at his work desk, and his granddaughter is watching him. I get to help Grandpa now. We'll make good balls for you, so please wait. Let's see what he has to say. Now that my granddaughter is helping me, I can work much faster. Now basically what an apricorn is it's a hard-shelled type of fruit, and what Kurt will do is he will hollow out the fruit, and then he will put that weird capture casing, the thing that makes a Pokeball click. He'll put it inside, and he can craft an actual Pokeball for you. Every single apricorn that you can obtain will make a different Pokeball in this way. Lure Ball is one of them, but unfortunately we cannot get any more because we do not have the apricorn required. The white apricorn will eventually make a Pokeball known as the Fast Ball, which in Generation 2 will... Oh my god. In Generation 2, the Fast Ball will make it easier to catch Pokemon that are prone to fleeing, which is really neat. In later generations, they basically just changed it so the fastball just works on Pokemon that have particularly high speed, but in this game it works differently. Anyway, we have Joey calling us. Yo, David, how's it going? This is Joey. Got a minute? How are your Pokemon doing? My Rattata's raring to go, just like always. It's the only one I have. I'm going to become a great trainer with it. Oh yeah, I saw a wild Caterpie. I thought about going for it, but I decided to work with my one and only right to the extreme end. Alright, later. Your one and only, huh? I ship it. Anyway, I'm going to come into the Pokemon Center, and I'm curious, do we actually get healed? Oh wow, we actually do. Huh. I didn't actually know that. Alright, so it looks like we actually get automatically healed by Kurt right there, which is really, really nice. But anyway, I think with that, we are going to end things off here. As you can see, there's a bunch of Slowpoke around the town now. And I didn't show it earlier, but there is a gym here, and there was originally a Grunt right here standing guard. And now he will not be there because we have chased him out. Also, this is important, actually. This is the charcoal kiln. If we go inside, we have this dude. The Slowpoke have returned, but my apprentice hasn't come back from Ilex Forest. Where in the world is that lazy guy? That's definitely something worth keeping in mind for next time. So yeah, this past episode of Pokemon Crystal, we chased Team Rocket out of Azalea Town. We went over quite a few new Pokemon and a new Pokeball making feature, which is really, really cool. And next time on Pokemon Crystal, we are going to be taking on the local gym and also... Hello, lady. Lady. Aye. And also, we are possibly going to be seeing what that apprentice is up to, or maybe just making some headway on that. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.